All right, so here is that brand new 11 p.m. advisory. It remains with 45-mile-per-hour winds. It is moving now west-northwest at 20 miles per hour, and it is basically 40 miles west of Port-au-Prince in Haiti. So your up-to-the-minute information. Heavy downpours from Erika continue over the Dominican Republic and Haiti. Erika appears to have made landfall already across Port-au-Prince, and we are expecting this system to weaken in the next 24 hours. As a matter of fact, the National Hurricane Center is kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. Yesterday, the models, the dynamical models, suggesting Erika would become a Category 1, and now most of those models are dissipating the system completely. So they are holding off for the time being on issuing any sort of advisory for South Florida, depending on what happens to Erika during the overnight hours. If it falls apart, no need for anything down the road. However, if it somehow manages to stay alive, well, then we may see something over the next few days as far as advisories are concerned. Moderate to heavy rain moving west. A ragged center appears to have moved overland. An earlier recon plane said that Erika was losing definition, and it continues to lose definition. So here are the long-range models. We have high pressure to the east, the jet stream to the north. Most of the models now keep it right over Cuba, possibly the Cayman Islands, moving it into the Gulf of Mexico. It could be a worry for the Gulf states in about 5 days, and just a couple of models keep it right across the Sunshine State. So this is the official forecast cone. As you can see, that center just west of Port-au-Prince right now. Once it moves off the island, it will continue to weaken. 40-mile-per-hour winds as of Saturday at 8 a.m. And then it looks like it's just going to become a depression. Even if it lasts that far, it's going to hug the coast of Cuba here. Now, as it moves in through the Florida Straits, come Sunday night into Monday, there is a chance that it could become a tropical storm, maybe impacting the Keys. And then the jet stream moves in. It starts to make more of a turn towards the north, and it looks like most of the activity will be across the west coast of Florida, raining itself out come Wednesday. And right now it looks like most of Broward County and Palm Beach are out of that cone of concern. That doesn't mean that you will not see any rain. You're just out of that cone for the time being. Now let's take a look at what the scenarios are suggesting. Scenario number 1 keeps Erika on tap to move in through Cuba, and it looks like the high terrain here should make it weaker. Like you saw there in the cone, it should just become a depression, or maybe all the way down to just a regular tropical wave. Now scenario number 2, if for some odd reason this system can survive and stay right over the warm waters here between Cuba and the Bahamas, we may have a stronger system. However, right now it looks like case scenario number 1 is the likeliest to happen. Now, what can we expect if for some reason Erika makes it all the way here to South Florida? For that, we go to Brent Cameron at the 7 Weather Center with the latest. Brent?
And of course, the concern would be this tropical moisture associated with Erika. It's already been a proven rainmaker across most of the islands. What could happen in time? Well, this moisture still is going to continue moving off to the north and get a little closer to us. There's a little bit of a break for just a short amount of time, and then more moisture tends to fill in all the way up to a front that extends across North Florida and back into the Gulf of Mexico. So here's the local pattern going into the weekend. Pretty good chance for rain. Not as much Saturday as what could happen on Sunday as our winds start to turn a little more out of the south. How much rain could we be talking about here in South Florida? Well, on the low end, 1 or 2 inches, but on the high end, could be something more sizable, and a lot of that will still, of course, depend on the persistence of what becomes of Erika in the next couple of days. Here's a breakdown as you plan your weekend. The beach, not a good place to be this weekend because of the winds. the rip current threat on Saturday, the rain chance in scattered fashion at 40%, and then we go into Sunday. That's when the wind speed should be picking up, and we could see the southeast winds anywhere from 20 to 25 miles per hour, really stirring up the waters. For any boating plans, you might want to use caution, because that is definitely going to cause some problems, and we could see seas build anywhere from 7 to 9 feet. Notice that's a 90% rain chance by late in the day and late in the weekend. That is the latest. Chief Meteorologist Phil Farrell will be back in just a few minutes to detail the forecast.